Hello, 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 hello. This is Kayla, and today I am going to talk to you a little bit about analyzing poetry. So this is for anybody. This isn't for English majors, It's if you want to do this for fun, you can, but if you're in an English class and you guys are going over poetry and you can't really get it, you can't grasp it, just watch this video. Hopefully it will give you a little bit of help. Alright, so I've broken it down into 7 steps, and I'm hoping they're, clear steps. Okay, step number 1, research the author so that you have a base to go off of, and you can better understand the poem's context. When the author was alive, where they lived, their experiences often influence the poem's meaning. So, how old were they? Did they have children? Is that the children that they wrote about in their poem, Anything like that. Where are they from? What are their life experiences? What was their job? A lot of poets, they had another job, and they wrote about things that might have to do with their job. Maybe they hated their job. Maybe they loved their job. You never know. You gotta look it up. Okay, step number 2. Determine the form of the piece. This is very, very important. Is it written in free verse? Does it have a specific structure? Look for breaks in the form, if it does have a specific structure, or if it's free verse. There are going to be breaks in the form. Oftentimes poets will break up the poem's form to emphasize a word or a line, and that's not a coincidence. It's on purpose, I promise. And, they want you to know that that word is important. They want you to know that that means something to the whole poem, to the poem as a whole, And you guys will pick up on that. It's just something natural. And if you don't, you can look for it, Try a little bit. I promise you'll find it. It's not hard. Step number 3, read the poem and break it down. Find the stressed and unstressed syllables in each and every line. That's very important because each line is going to have something that is important or not important. Every line is important in a poem. It wouldn't be in there if it wasn't. Okay. This will help determine the meter. Meter is very important. Also, you should read the poem several times and take notes on any particular words, phrases, anything that stands out to you. This is a very personal thing. Analyzing poem is personal. Yes, maybe your teacher is looking for a specific meaning of the poem because that is what it was written for, but there are so many things you can get out of the poem that are personal to you, and you got to write that down. You got to remember it. You related to it. Anything. That's very important in analyzing a poem. Alright, let's see. Step number 4. You want to find some of the literary devices used, such as rhyme, alliteration, repetition, anything like that. You want to write them down. You want to make note. You want to highlight them. Okay. Step number 5. Look for any of the other devices in speech, such as visuals, metaphors, similes, personification, symbolism, anything like that. You want to try and determine the meanings of any of those devices because they're in there for a reason. It's, not a coincidence, I promise. They do it on purpose. And you can highlight them, Get a copy of the poem, highlight it, write all over it. That is what you have to do to analyze a poem. You want to write all over it. That thing is going to look so bad by the time you are done, but you're going to understand it, and it's really going to help you. Step number 6, figure out who the speaker is. This is very important. Is it the poet himself or herself? Is she writing or he about something in their life? Or is it from the point of view of a dog or a tree? Anything, really. I know it sounds dumb, but it happens. It really does. And you also want to figure out the tone of the speaker. Like, is it mad? Is this woman so mad at her husband, or vice versa? Or is this dog so happy to see his master home, Anything. This is very important. You want to write this down, too. Step number 7, the last step. Once you've gotten all of this stuff done, you want to form an argument. That is so easy. Once you know what you're talking about, this argument comes so easily. And you want to write it down. You can type it up, put it in a paper, you can just jot down some notes, just anything that you figured out from what you observed. And this is your task. This is your goal, is for this argument to come together. And once you've done all of the other steps, it really does fall right in place. And I think you guys are going to find it a lot easier than what you first thought. I was very intimidated by analyzing poetry. Shakespeare, what is that? But you just gotta research it. You gotta try. You gotta want to do it. Okay, so that was really quick, I know, and I hope you guys You know, got something out of it. Just go out and try it. Practice. Practice makes permanent, you know. Not always perfect, but it makes permanent, you know. Gives you some background, and it gives you somewhere to start. You know, you're always going to know where to start, and that is so important. When you don't know where to start, you feel like you can't get it done. But just remember these 7 steps, and you will be fine. Alright, guys, go out and try it. Bye.